What's up, everybody? So Call of Duty just put out a guide to the new map changes and new POIs, and also the new Gulag coming in tonight's update. I haven't read through this yet, so this is my first time going through this as well, but that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to go ahead and go through this guide that they just put out to all the map changes that are coming in tonight's update. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so we see, and I'll have this link down below, by the way, just in case you want to read through it yourself, or, look through the pictures, whatever. Verdansk is ready for the final showdown between Adler and Stitch, and it's up to your squad to infiltrate and secure the DZ. With seismic bombs leveling parts of Verdansk and other areas, seeing undiscovered World War II era bunkers open, Season 6 of Call of Duty Warzone has plenty of new areas to explore and master as you brush up on your personal meta, most effective tactics available. Amid all this change, something familiar is returning to Verdansk, the original Gulag, one that veterans know well from Warzone's initial launch, and newcomers can learn and succeed in quickly. Here's what you need to know, including 10 overall tips for success during the new season. Fissures Overview, shaking up the movement meta across central Verdansk. What exactly did Adler do to Verdansk? The seismic devices he triggered underneath the city caused several points of interest within Verdansk to change drastically, which will affect how players approach them and the meta at large. Here's what changed due to these massive ground fractures. Downtown Verdansk. As you can see, a bunch of the buildings across from Stadium are gone now, including a pretty tall building right here. I wish this building and this building were gone, but I'll take this building and this building here being gone. These were two of the tall buildings across from Stadium. This one was like that TV broadcast, building, and this one was the one that had the elevator zip and the zip on the outside, right on this side. By far the most effective area of Verdansk, the downtown area saw multiple buildings brought down. Specifically along the massive fissure running northwest to east, the apartments near the big block tenements are gone. The Grand Hotel is one with the earth. The entire Verdansk Museum of Art History, the city's local TV station, that's the TV station there, toppled, and the modern end of the Rothendana building is wrecked. So that art museum, I believe, is the one that's across from Nakatomi Tower. The people have called City Hall, Museum, whatever you call it, the one that has the buyout side of it. Even if you leave out all the small areas that were reduced to rubble, these major points of interest changes will completely change how you approach downtown north of the Parliament building, using what remains of the buildings and exposed pipework to find items or to use as cover during engagements. When exploring fractured crevasse running underneath these buildings, use the exterior senders sprinkled throughout to escape, as these low-lying areas can be tough positions during imminent circle collapses and team fights against those on higher ground. While these fissures are wide enough to fit a vehicle, you'll run the risk of getting stuck very, very quickly. So what I take it is this is tall, people are going to be up here shooting down, and if your only hope is to use the ascenders, you're going to be screwed. This is good for maybe a sneaky rotation, especially if you're ghosted, but like I said, I wouldn't use a vehicle. You can see that it's not very wide, and it's probably pretty easy to get stuck, especially in something like a Bertha. These changes also left down, this was what I thought was the art museum, so I'm not sure what it's saying is art museum that's gone. But these changes also left downtown's massive tower, formerly inhabited by a Japanese corporation, and the White Hotel Volodymyr as the two tallest structures in the area. Expect snipers that want to use the art museum or Grand Hotel as a perch to migrate over to one of these two areas. Verdansk Stadium. Ravaging the main eastern parking lot and monument area all the way through the stadium itself, the magnitude of this fissure has nearly destroyed the grounds and structure entirely. Outside the obvious destruction of the stadium signage, the fissure has torn a hole in the stands. It also brought the main construction crane down to the pitch with an island-like piece of surface land jutting out from the earth containing part of the downed equipment. So that right there looks like that's what they're talking about, the island jutting out. As you can see, that crane's down there. There's a big hole in the stadium here, as well as the sign being ripped off. Taking cover in these deep and ground sections can be a new winning strategy against long-range weapons user elsewhere in Stadium, and while the down crane reduces some verticality topside, snipers can still take position up in the lone box seats or the stadium light structures. In terms of rubble and wreckage, be sure to check the area for new supply box or item spawns. Just be ready to fight in close quarters battle since the fissure broke up construction-laden field and because of its damage some of the longer sight lines. South of radar array. This relatively shallow crack unfortunately did not affect man-made structures, but in an otherwise open area of the map, the underground explosions have changed how you approach zones like radar array. So I actually like using this fissure, probably will be good for hiding from array snipers. Rather than sprint or drive across a rather open area, you can use the fissure to take cover, like I said, from those attacking from atop the radar array or stadium. Plus, if the final circle collapse falls in this area, it can lead to some more tactical play rather than all-out firefight to finish. Promenade East / Verdansk Hospital. Similar to the area southeast of Radar, the minor fault in the earth may cause a big change in the meta. Running north of the Barricade Promenade's easternmost portion from the gas station apartment across on the street of the hospital, right up to the area's high-rise, this chunk of earth was normally a hilly space with little cover. This may have led operators to be left completely exposed when traveling across this area, especially if circle apps forced them here. Following the fissure, operators can use the fault in the earth to take cover from hospital or promenade, moving within it, travel east and west, and pop back out closer to a building. Then we have the World War II bunkers overview. Elsewhere in Verdansk, the World War II era bunkers have been unearthed and are now seemingly accessible. Differing from the previous bunkers, you may have explored these underground areas, one located near radar array in Block 15, another north of the electrical transformers in the airport maintenance area, and the third north of the silos within the boneyard, are even older and have plenty of intrigue of them. Unlike previous bunkers, they are accessible through a hole left behind by a drill previously hidden in shipping containers. Attach your climbing device to the crates or be bold and jump down, although you may take some serious damage laying right in the middle of a long abandoned access facility. Watch out, Stone Mountain and Tim the Tatman. Amid stacks of supposedly decommissioned bombs, desks, and bunk beds meant to quarter soldiers are potential spawn points for items and supply boxes. Making a trip down here worth your while. Explore these bunkers long enough to potentially find an escape route to another area in Verdansk or to see what secrets were buried underneath the city for decades. Should you find another squad down here, prepare for a close quarters fight. Use whatever is left in the abandoned bunker for cover, and try coming down here with shotguns and SMGs, which are well suited to clean out the facility. And then finally, we have the Gulag overview. Forget the next mission ahead. The final showdown is almost here in Verdansk, and any captured operators will have to fight in their lives the old-fashioned way, in the dark, dank, and somewhat dirty chambers of Zadoya Prison Complex. A callback to the original Gulag, aka the OG. Season 6 Gulag is a near replica of the gunfight map from Modern Warfare. It also made an appearance in Call of Duty Mobile, and while veterans may know all the ins and outs of this area, newcomers won't have to learn much to master it. This arena is a small symmetrical map with 3 primary lanes with clear views from one spawn area into the other. Rows of sinks and showers offer cover and visual obstruction, while lockers within spawns, the only difference between this map and the previous versions, save for some cosmetic changes, can allow for a unique sightline over a map. So they're saying if you climb onto these lockers here, you can look through these grates and you'll be able to see all 3 lanes, as well as people doing the same thing on the other side. I kind of wish the lockers weren't there. It does take away kind of a camp spot. I'm worried that people in like the old Gulags will camp here and here, but you should be able to see them or easily throw like a stun or a flash here, or snapshot, whatever your tactical is, as well as your lethal. Its overtime flag is the dead center of the arena, so it's going to be right here, and it may as well be a death sentence for those who don't know where their opponent is. There are sight lines directly on the flag across all 3 lanes, as well as from the lockers, so should you opt for an overtime objective victory, be prepared for your opponent to fire from nearly any direction. And the top 10 tips: Fissures rewards within the rumble, Fissures no man's land, Fissures Crane Island on the pitch, Fissures to tower. You can read all these yourself if you want. I'm not going to go through all these because I don't think you want to hear me reading anymore. But if this video is helpful for you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more. Down below, tell me what you're excited for with these map changes. I know I'm excited to explore what loot's in the bunkers, using the fissures to cross terrain that used to be open and you get sniped at, and I'm definitely excited for the return of Shower Gulag. But that all being said, I will have this link down below, like I said previously, and as well as my social media, so please feel free to visit those. But I'll see you in Verdansk and a Rebirth, especially after this new update. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.